another movie review by me, Margie. Today's movie review is of the 1995 film Billy Madison. This film stars Adam Sandler, Darren McGavin, Bridget Wilson, Sampras, Bradley Whitford, Josh Mostel, Norm Macdonald, Mark Beltzman, Larry Hankin, Teresa Merritt, Dina Platias, and Steve Buscemi. It was directed by Tamara Davis, music by Randy Edelman, edited by Jeffrey Wolpe and John Gilroy, cinematography by Victor Hammer, written by Adam Sandler and Tim Herlihy, and produced by Robert Simmons. Okay, guys, so the basic plot for this movie is that Adam Sandler plays this guy who is extremely immature and it's been spoiled all of his life, and so his father is getting ready to retire and hand over a huge line of hotels to one of his employees, and Adam Sandler says, no, wait, I want the company, and so his dad says, well, to get the company, you're going to have 2 weeks to repeat grades 1 through 12, 2 weeks per grade, which was not made clear at the beginning of the movie, so I got kind of confused about that. But anyway, you'll have 2 weeks to complete, you know, each grade, first grade, second grade, 2 weeks each. And if you do that in the amount of time, then you inherit the company. So it's the story of him going back to school. Alright, guys, let's jump into performances here. Adam Sandler, I don't feel like I can comment on his performance at all without commenting on the writing. But let's save the writing for later. Whew, man. Adam Sandler, I guess, was good considering the writing, but I found him a little annoying, you know, all of his voices and stuff. I'm not the biggest Adam Sandler fan, but he's not the worst of comedy guys that I know of. So, I mean, he's pretty down there for me. I don't really enjoy a lot of his potty humor. I find it really childish. But, you know, it could have been worse. So his performance, considering the writing and all that, I guess was average. You know, not worse than average. But I just found a lot of it annoying. Darren McGavin, everybody else I'm mentioning here was, they were okay. That's about the sum of it. There wasn't anybody that really stood out except for my main man, Steve Buscemi, who was in 28 Days, which I've done a previous review of. I thought he was great. He literally has like 4 or 5 minutes of, not even 4 minutes of screen time. He was so good in his role, and he really didn't have to do anything, just say his lines and get out. But it was so good to see him, because I was not expecting to see him in this movie when I got it. I was just like, and then he pops up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Steve Buscemi. So that was really nice. I'm getting to him. I will come back to him in just a minute. Let's jump into this directing. The directing, considering the writing, which I felt like pretty much the whole, you know, dialogue script should have been completely trashed, but the directing, if you're going to direct this thing, I felt like was okay. However, I didn't really enjoy it. The music was okay. Yeah, about okay. Edited, this movie got so long, guys. It got so long but considering, okay, if you think Adam Sandler's type of comedy is funny, and you think this movie is funny, then it doesn't seem long to you. But to me, who was not laughing very much at all, it's like, you should have X'd this, you should have X'd this. So I'm giving the editors kind of a pass because, you know, no telling what, and, you know, if you think it's funny, then you don't think it needs to be edited. But I didn't think it was funny, so I thought it should have been deleted. But anyway, cinematography was average. It was okay, I guess. But I want to comment on the producing. Robert Simmons also produced Happy Gilmore, The Waterboy, The Wedding Singer, etc. I mean, he is essentially loves to work with Adam Sandler, and Adam Sandler loves to work with him. So this is the type of movie you're going to get when you watch this movie. The writing was by Adam Sandler and Tim Herlihy, and Tim Herlihy, has written pretty much every other film Adam Sandler has been in with Adam Sandler. Like, he and Adam Sandler are a writing team, and they've written all the films I just mentioned that were produced by Robert Simmons. They've written everything that Adam Sandler's been in, essentially. Like, if Adam Sandler is doing the writing, Tim is there with him. So let's comment on the writing. I thought it was awful. I did. I thought there was one good moment in the movie that made me feel like I hadn't just completely wasted my hour and a half or however long this was. And that one moment had Steve Buscemi in it, which half of the thrill was seeing Steve Buscemi, because like I said, I wasn't planning to see him in it. And the moment probably was actually not that funny, but after sitting, and this moment comes like an hour into the movie, so after sitting there for an hour and you see like this literally like 3-minute clip that's actually sort of funny, it seems hilarious. Like, I had to stop the film to laugh because I've been sitting there for an hour about to weep. That particular moment is really not that funny in the overall scale of comedy. However, considering the time and all of that, it seemed pretty funny to me. And I've said this before with like a film I reviewed a while ago called Just Friends. I don't know who your market is for this film. I do not, because the comedy is meant for children. It's very childish. It's potty humor. It's like yada yada. But it's got so much adult content in it that it doesn't make it appropriate for children. So I have no idea who your audience is for this. Like, who are you hoping will watch this? Like, adults that never grew up? I mean, I don't know. That's, like, so ridiculous. So the writing was awful. As I said, I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I thought it was pants. And even the moments that were not Adam Sandler just acting stupid and all of that were just bad. I mean, it's like, I could have written a better movie than this. Come on. And, you know, okay, let's say I don't enjoy Adam Sandler's comedy. It still could have been a good movie in, like, the more serious places, the few serious places there were, yada, yada. You know, they still could have had some really great lines. No. If it wasn't Adam Sandler, it was just like, look over there, like little just simple baby sentences of lines, and this whole film is supposed to be hilarious. I actually made a laugh chart for this film. And here's how many times I laughed. 5. And 4 of those were just like, oh, hey. And there was one major guffaw, which involved my main man, Steve Buscemi. But yeah, and let me just comment on that scene with Mr. Steve Buscemi. Wow. Wow, so funny. If you've seen that, like, find it on YouTube or somewhere and just watch that one scene, because it's really, really funny. I thought Steve Buscemi killed it. He didn't have to do anything. He literally just had he was a phone conversation he has with Adam Sandler. He's like, yep, yep, yep. And then he does like a little thing, a couple actions at the end, and I was like, man, stole the film right there, because the rest of it's so bad. He was like the biggest breath of fresh air. I have a note here, 45 minutes in, and I haven't laughed once. I recorded the times I laughed. The funniest part of the movie was with Mr. Steve Buscemi, and I thought he crushed it. There's a song and musical number in here. Wow. Terrible idea. Holy cow. How does somebody not tell you that's not a good idea? And guys, I know you're just thinking like I'm bashing. I'm kind of bashing, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, I don't know how to say it other than wow. And I'm not trying to like be friendly and stuff. I'm just like, I'm trying to tell you honestly how things were. There's a musical number in there. It's like Adam Sandler and a bunch of his friends just sit around and sing Kumbaya and yada. I mean, they don't literally sing Kumbaya, but like, and they, you know, dance and they, you know, yeah, nah, nah. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is the worst. This is like the lowest point. Oh man, it was bad. It was bad. Terrible idea. Terrible idea. Should have been cut. So I'm blaming the editors for that, because if the editors can't cut any of the bad comedy, they should have said, look, this ain't going in or I'll quit. And that's what should have gone down. But anyway, so many useless scenes. I mean, and I have a note, there's useless to the plot, but they're funny, you know, and then there's just plain useless. And these were just plain useless. They weren't funny. It's just like you're dragging this out. Like, and again, I want to just say this to everybody who's ever made a movie, who will ever make a movie, who's planning to make movies. This is my personal plea to you. Please do not make your movie longer just to make it like be long enough. Like, just because you want your movie to be an hour and a half, please don't add stuff in just to make it an hour and a half. If it's an hour and 15 minutes and it's paced well, it'll do fine at an hour and 15 minutes, okay? It doesn't have to be an hour and a half. Don't make me sit there and waste 15 minutes on the film. You know, I mean, come on, guys. Don't, like, stretch stuff out. Hollywood does this over and over and over, and I'm like, I don't have time for this. You know, and it just, the pacing is bad in so many movies, so That is my plea, and they should have cut, and if the movie had been an hour and 10 minutes long, great, but at least the pacing would have been a hair better, but again, I would have cut probably over half the movie, well over half the movie. I would cut everything but Steve Buscemi's scene, so the movie would have been like 3 minutes long. Like, oh, good, okay, go see Billy Madison, it's only 3 minutes. See, that would have been a short. Oh, that's terrible. That's so bad to say. I know. Adam Sandler fans, you hate me. I'm a critic. Alright, this is probably one of the harshest reviews I've ever done, so if this is as harsh as I'm getting, I think I'm not doing too bad. Alright, so that's all that to say. Let's get into the parent's guide for this one. As I mentioned, parents, this is not appropriate for younger children because of the language and of everything else that is just nasty. Alright, you've got one F, you've got 13 S's, you've got 7 D's, you've got 11 A's, and 1 H. There is lewd magazines, not Playboy, but, you know, Playboy pornography. A man is seen as his underwear, and it's like, you know, it's not just like, oh, there's your boxers. It's like, ooh, gross. It's an old man, too. So many sexual references. So many sexual, oh, God. Like, just like, Adam Sandler's just like, I want to, you know, like, touch your boobs and stuff. And I'm like, that is so childish. Are you 4 years old? Are you 4? Like, no, that's so, and just so, there's a picture of naked statues. There's so much potty humor. I'm like, can we grow up? Really? I mean, so that does, to me, all that doesn't make it, appropriate for younger kids. But as, you know, an adult, I'm like, I'm not 4, okay? Can we, like, grow up, please? And, you know, God, it was so bad. So I'm putting all that under, like, the parent's guide. But, I mean, I'd say for any, you know, for, like, not parent's guide, critically speaking, grow up. Grow up. I mean, I'm just, all right. All right, so that's all the parent's guide as far as language. All that was under the sexual content, violence, and gore. Not really any, maybe like a playground fight, and there's some dodgeball, hard dodgeball, something like if you were looking for something. Drug and alcohol, lots of pretty good bit of drunkenness, booze, that kind of thing. Not really any smoking, though, that I can remember, so, and no drugs. To summarize this movie, I was looking up some reviews that other people had done of this film, and one person said, like, there's a line in the movie that encapsulates the whole movie perfectly, and the line is, everyone in this room is dumber for having to listen to you. True for this movie. Could not be any truer. I felt like I had literally lost IQ points for watching this movie. I felt so stupid. I felt so gross. And other than seeing Steve Buscemi, I would have, like, just cut so bad. So awful. Everything about it. I guess the directing wasn't that bad, you know, as far as, like, camera angles, and, you know, the cinematography was okay. But everything else was just pants, y'all. Pants, except for Steve Buscemi. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm kind of hating on this one, but it's pretty bad. I'm trying to spare you. I'm not just saying this to be mean. I'm just trying to help you not feel your brain leak out of your ear. I'm giving this film 1 1/4 stars, and that quarter stars is only for my main man Steve Buscemi and the one funny moment in the film which he happens to have. So yes, would I watch this movie again? Oh, I think I will. Never. You couldn't pay me. I mean, you could pay me. You'd have to pay me like serious cash though. That's so funny. Like somebody was like, you know, should I buy this on DVD or something? I'm like, friend, I would never pay money to see this movie. You would have to pay me money to see this movie, okay? No, and, like, it'd be a large amount, too. Like, I would never watch this film again. Again, guys, Adam Sandler fans probably hate my guts, yada, yada. I'm just being honest. I'm trying to spare you from the movie. If you like the film, great. I did not. I'm trying to, especially critically. It's just awful. Really, it is. Anyway, guys, this has been my review of the 1995 film Billy Madison. I hope you enjoyed it. Do not go watch this movie, please. And I'll talk to you guys later.